We have like a 50-minute recap of Kentucky's exhibition win over Purdue up on the channel right now. If you haven't watched that yet, go check it out. We went as in depth as two human beings should possibly go on two of our favorite programs coming off of an exhibition game at Rupp Arena. But we're not the only ones who are talking about what we learned from that game. In fact, Purdue's players had some comments on what they thought of Kentucky, how difficult they are to prepare for, and just some takeaways in general after seeing it in person. Let's talk through some things that Purdue stars had to say after this game, starting with Trey Kaufman-Renn. TKR said, quote, I just think they're a team. First off, they shoot the ball really well. They take a lot of threes. Analytically, I think they're aligned. Then they get a lot of slips, layups, play off of others' defensive principles. It's a lot. When you have a team that's shooting a lot of threes, taking a lot of threes, making a lot of threes, they're also getting backdoor layup, backdoor layup. They're getting the highest percentage shots. They're just really hard to defend because of that. End quote from TKR. We also have Braden Smith, preseason National Player of the Year, who added, they're really good cutters. Off the ball, we could have been better. I think we could have shot better. At the end of the day, we missed a lot of shots. They're a really good offensive rebounding team. End quote. These quotes come to us courtesy of a friend of the program, Jacob Polachek at Polachek KSR. Great reporting. I'm sure he was on site to get these himself. So go follow KSR and Jacob. Make sure you support all the great work that he's doing. But some very in-depth quotes from TKR. Braden kind of playing it off more like, yeah, we could have shot better. I don't want to talk about it. Do you buy that that's what makes them such a difficult matchup? Analytically, they're a lot to handle.
I see. I just don't know if analytically is the word I would use. I just think they're a lot to handle because I think that it's a bunch of good players with a lot of depth and they're very well coached. I don't know if that like aligns analytically, but I think that even without two starters on the Kentucky team, it is kind of a tough team to check because you have guys like Owe that can produce. You have other guys. Jasper Johnson's another guy that can be really, really good. I just don't know if like I guess I'm trying to actually get at what he's trying to say with like analytically, I think they're aligned. I think Mark Pope runs good offense and they got good players and they got a lot of depth. And I think that also things that they do stylistically, I think could take advantage of Purdue in this game. I think that there's some defensive things that lack with TKR and Clough, and I think that Kentucky was able to take advantage of it.
Okay, so at the risk of like totally overanalyzing quotes like we always do, I thought this was just like a fun look at the way the two Purdue superstars are wired
Hmm.
because you get Braden kind of just being like, yeah, man, they're good. We just couldn't make anything. But like we could have been better. They're really good. Like that's kind of like we're sitting at like a dinner table with Braden, just like shooting the shit. So what happened, man? He's like, man, they're good, and we shot like ass. Like that's some shit you would say after a bad game, right?
Yeah.
Then you get TKR, who's like, well, just analytically, they take the right shot every time. Like it's backdoor cut, open three, open three, open three. They're also analytically aligned, like which is how TKR views the world, right? He's like very process driven and yeah, it's like an interesting look. I'm not saying he's wrong. I think he's right. Kentucky is one of the best well-designed smart offenses that you can find, right? They get dunks, layups, and open threes. Um, so I think there's no takeaway from this that's like, yeah, I disagree with them. I do think your point is kind of true though. Like almost would have liked one of these two to just be like, man, they got some guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Braden he was kind of like, like we didn't play well, but just like also just a, they're just good, man. Like Kentucky's good. They're good and they got us. Also, I don't know, the whole like they shoot a lot of threes, take a lot of threes, make a lot of threes, things kind of falls on deaf ears when like they were only 9 for 30 from three.
Right. It's not like they were shooting the lights out.
Yeah.
TKR, I think it was in a different interview and not this one, but maybe I just missed the quote in this one. TKR did drop like a very pointed, well, like we'll scout when the season gets here. Like he made it very clear that Purdue didn't scout this game. Um, and then on the flip side, I feel like what he was trying to give credit to Kentucky for, it was like, well, they're just so smart. They scouted everything. They were great. Like, I don't know. He's right. Analytically, they are a lot to handle. It's just a huge part of this was also that like they're way more athletic than Purdue.
Yeah,
They're bigger,
analytically,
they're faster.
analytically, Purdue's also a little bit easier to attack defensively in the front court.
Yeah, analytically, Oscar Clough is no longer the best rebounder in the country.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah. Analytically, we have a 40% three-point shooter and Fletcher Lawyer go 3 for 15.
Analytically, we can overanalyze TKR quotes 99.6% of the time.
Yeah,
We're pretty good at that,
analytically speaking.
analytically speaking. This is a stretch. I'm gonna hurt my back on this one, but TKR so vocally praising Kentucky's shot diet. Oh, they only take the best shots. Is he trying to make a point about the type of shots he got in this game? Because we talked about in the recap,
Mm.
it looked different than it did last year for Mr. Kaufman-Renn. A lot of weird in-between floaters, which analytically are the worst shot in basketball. Tough twos. I'm sure TKR would say they're not tough, but analytically, he went 7 for 15 while missing a bazillion contested twos.
Well, that's what he does. He makes contested twos.
This is true.
Analytically, he probably wish he shot more than 15 times.
Also true.
That's really all. That's really all it is. Yeah. It's also just stylistically a different big on Kentucky, which maybe throws him off a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
They got playmaking bigs on on Kentucky, and TKR had 0 assists and 3 turnovers in this game.
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to ask you to do something I've never asked you to do before. Can you be Fletcher Lawyer for a moment?
Whoa. Okay.
I'm Jacob Polchek. You're Fletcher Lawyer. I just got this quote from TKR, and then I just got this quote from Braden.
Hmm.
Now I'm coming up to you with my handheld mic.
Okay.
Fletcher, what makes Kentucky so difficult to play against?
Well, Jacob, just to put it quite simply, I think that they're too good of a team and too talented to let things be made easy for them. And I just don't think that we did enough to cause resistance today. And then you combine that with the fact that I'm a 40% three-point shooter and I couldn't buy one today. I really could not buy one today. And I think that kind of just is the recipe for a loss.
It's a great answer. I might need you to be Fletcher Lawyer more often.
Do you think Fletcher would actually say that? Because that would be my answer.
Yeah, I could tell that was you speaking.
That's me speaking. We are three of the best players in the country, and we all I get like TKR had his and Braden had an okay stat line. I think we were shitty today. I think we were shitty today, and we played a really good team, and we didn't do enough defensively, and that's not going to get it done. That
I
looked a
do
lot
think
like last year's defensive effort.
I do think that's what Fletcher would say for what it's worth.
So, well, Flesh doesn't watch film, right?
Yeah, that's what we were told. He didn't watch film in high school. So
Sources.
sources.